Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the test server and the new patch has dropped, which means we have access to the regular Wilder hero that we just picked up, which is very, very odd looking in its entirety. So this is Gorok, the Cocoon Knight. You can see he is riding one of those beetles, which is actually pretty cool because he has this sword. You can see he has kind of like a cape or maybe wings back here. Has a little pouch. You can see him feeding the beast right there. So let's run through the skills and abilities because he is a damage dealer. So we know he was coming out a warrior and he is a continuous damage, which with continuous damage, not much burst, might not have a lot of use within the night or within the Nightmare Corridor, but we might see a lot of utility within the Cursed Realm. So let's run through and see exactly what he has to offer. And that is a massive wall of text, guys. So very similar to what we see with most of the heroes that we're getting within AFK Arena, they have a passive side of the skill and they have an active side of the skill. So passively, he considers the enemy hero directly opposed from him a sworn foe. So this is going to make a big difference where you're prioritizing them or where you're placing him within the formations itself. When a sworn foe dies, the enemy hero with the highest attack rating will be selected as the new sworn foe. Horn Beetle, the War Beast, starts with 3 stacks of Engorged, which is the maximum. All right, so he's going to target who is opposed to him. If that target dies, he is going to switch to the next one with the highest initial attack rating. So it is going to be kind of systematic. So let's see the active ability. So when the active ability, the bar is full, when Gorok is at max energy and the Horn Beetle has 3 stacks of Engorged, all Engorged stacks will be spent to cause the Horned Beetle to fly in the air and trigger Sweet Rain for 6 seconds. While the rain is active, all units gain a shield equal to 80% of the max health. So again, kind of the defensive aspect in there, while also recovering health of Gorok's max health over 0.5. So that means the collection is probably going to have to be focused kind of what we see with the Awakened version of Chimera or with Leviathan, kind of based on the health. At the same time, he commands the Horn Beetle to slam into the Sworn Foe, dealing 350% of the attack and crowd control there. Okay, so pretty cool. Level 2, when the rain is active, allied heroes gain 1 stack of Exhilaration. We're going to have to see exactly what that is. At the start of the battle, Gorok uses the skill without spending any Engorged. Very cool. So he's going to have a shielding and a healing aspect in there. Again, a little bit more on that defensive side. So skill number 2 is the Floral Edge. He alternates attacks between Sword and the Horned Beetle. When he hits an enemy, luring pollen is applied. When the Horned Beetle attacks an enemy affected by that pollen, it eats the pollen and gains 1 stack of Engorged. Once fully engorged, further pollen eaten will cause the Horned Beetle to release a honey core and throw it to the ally with the lowest percentage of health, restoring 20% of lost health and energy. So now we have him with an energy regeneration and also with the healing ability based on this skill. And we know the ultimate is a healing as well. So the honey core restores 30% and 60 energy. Then it goes to 40 of the lost energy and 70. Also increases vitality by 30 points for 8 seconds. When Horn Beetle attacks a sworn foe, it also gains the stacks of Engorged. So again, this could be viewed as a very significant buffer within AFK Arena. If he's throwing this, and again, the energy regeneration, I think of like a Rowan's Potion, the ability to heal and give some energy as well. So the Valor Cleave, when allied heroes attack a sworn foe, they gain 1 stack of Exhilaration for 6 seconds. So that is where it comes in. Each stack increases their haste points and physical pierce, haste by 5, physical pierce by 6, stacking 6 times. And then the active ability, when he swings the sword and knocking the target back, dealing damage, reducing the target's attack rating, reducing the target's defense rating. Right here, again, major buffer for anyone who is attacking the sworn foe. And also thinking about, again, the placement of the hero. If the sworn foe, if he is a frontline tank, the sworn foe is going to be opposite of him, a frontline tank or frontline hero, where a majority of the damage is going to go. So they're going to pick up a lot of these if they're attacking the sworn foe right off of the bat. Exhilaration is enchanted. Each stack goes to 7 points of haste. Each stack increases the damage of the Valor Cleave by 10, and it ignores shield. When an ally is at max stacks, they deal 40% more damage. Wow. Yeah, so again, very big on the buffing. And then the Horned Impact hurls an enemy into the air, slamming them in the air. The highest concentrated of ally units, so it's going to be an AoE, dealing damage equal and stunning them for 4 seconds. That is a long stun, guys. PvP, we're going to see this hero. If the target cannot be knocked in the air, the damage is increased by 100%. And right here, damage is increased by 260, and the target's vitality is reduced by 35. Goes to 300 damage right there, 35 for the tenacity. And then yeah, vitality reduction, tenacity reduction, damage is increased to 340 in the attack rating, and the target has their attack rating reduced by 40%, haste reduced by 20. Again, PvP seems like that is going to be pretty important in there. Signature item, which is the Bloom Fang. When the horned beetle eats lure pollen, it also absorbs 30 energy from the target. When it eats pollen, health recovery equal to 30% of the damage dealt in the strike. Each stack of Engorge reduces the damage he takes by 12%. After spending Engorge, the effect lasts for 6 seconds. So he's going to be able to stack the damage reduction that he has. The plus 30 Honeycores grant the target ally a 20% shield. And then the plus 40. Horned Beetle has max stack of Engorge at all times. And Gorok's max health is increased by 60. That is going to be massive, guys. A max health increase by 60, and the Horned Beetle will stay engorged at all times. Wow, that is going to be kind of crazy. Furniture on here, ally units deal 35% more damage to sworn units. All non-sworn units deal 45% less damage. Gorok, very, very cool, guys. That is going to be super interesting to see how and where he is going to be used. Let's go ahead and run him through the arena of trials and see what this looks like, because he seems like a tank, especially being built. He seems like he's going to be very, very tanky, but I want to see kind of what he looks like. So he comes right into battle. There we go. So there is the leaves all over. Looks like the mark is probably the sworn enemy, which I'm assuming. And you can see he's kind of chasing him around. Boom, there's the ultimate. So even with the ultimate, not a huge, huge effect when it comes to the ultimate ability. I was hoping it would be a little something a little bit more, but it happens very fast, which is good. He can continue attacking. He can continue going through here. He actually does ult pretty quick, and you can see who the sworn enemy is, which I like that as well. Pretty, pretty well built design. Let's see what we do in here being fully built. So let's go ahead and add in, and I do not think he's going to be a big damage dealer in here, but we can definitely check it out. Let's put some damage dealers in and see kind of what this looks like. Slow down the speed just a little bit. So he comes right into battle. Boom. Look at the shield on everybody and the healing. That's going to be huge, guys. That is going to be big. That is a big shield and a big healing. Right there's the marked enemy on Rosline. Going up to take her out right now. Now remember, the marked enemy, they're doing a lot more damage in here. And now, even though he's continuous damage, 2.25, all right, 7 from Shamira, 2.58 from Liberta. So overall, I mean, I don't expect him to do a lot of damage. Even when you look through his skills and abilities, pretty much every single one is defensive, which is kind of pretty cool, or buffer, or really support. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.